श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वातरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारो अन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम प्रज्ञानां शुप्रदानै स्थिरचरनिकर व्याप्तिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पुनरभिदिशणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् सुविधि मधुरभुङ्मायया भोजयन्नः माया संज्ञास्तुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। यो विश्वात्मा विदिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्तविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमिति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरभिशनै स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा चित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगत गुणगणः पात्वसौ नस्तुरीयः। Namaste all of you. We are studying Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad along with its kārikā or Gaudapada kārikā. In the traditional way, without the Gaudapada kārikā, Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad will not be complete. So we are doing in the traditional way. We are in the third section of Māṇḍūkya kārikā, and in the 11th verse, which is connected with another Upanishad, which needs some background in order to explain the entire verse and its meaning. We will read the verse and we will go to the background. Rasadayo hi ye koshaha vyakhyadataitariyake teshamatma paro jivaha kam yatha samprakashitaha. Once more. Rasadayo hi ye koshaha vyakhyadataitariyake teshamatma paro jivaha kam yata samprakashitaha. Adi Shankara, one of the commentator and a sage who uplifted this Indian culture and preserved for the next generation. He is a profound writer He can write poems, devotional songs, and commentaries, understanding the entire vision and the meaning of each and every Vedic verse. It is believed Adi Shankara's commentary is to be studied by a spiritual seeker in order to understand the entire vision. Just understanding the meaning is only an overall understanding. For the clarity, for the determination of the goal, for the choice of what is right, you need proper way of understanding any words in the Vedas. So he commented, he wrote commentaries for the 10 Upanishads. We know that we have 108 Upanishads available right now. Even though it was 1008, we have now 108 Upanishads. In the 108 Upanishads, 10 are a bit important. Somehow he chose it. Even right now, it's a question how Adi Shankara chose these 10 Upanishads to write commentaries. And one is Māṇḍūkya Upanishad, which we are studying. Others are there. Among them, there is another Upanishad written commentary by Adi Shankara. It is Taittiriya Upanishad. This is Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad. And it is from one of the Vedas, Atharva Veda. Taittiriya Upanishad comes from Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda. Even the Yajurveda are divided into two, Krishna Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda. I am not going to deal how they became two and everything. One is revealed by Lord's Son, Shukla Yajurveda. Another is revealed by a great sage. So there are two divisions itself in Yajurveda, even though they are Yajurveda. Among them, Taittiriya Upanishad belongs to Krishna Yajurveda. From the Krishna Yajurveda, we have two other important Upanishads like Kathopanishad, etc. This verse is based on the verses of Taittiriya Upanishad. What the Taittiriya Upanishad says, this is we are going to see through this verse. The ultimate goal of Vedanta is make us to understand the reality and the value of the life and make determined towards the goal other than seeking some useless things in our life. This is the main goal of an Upanishad towards a human being. So every Upanishad wants a human being who comes towards to study Vedanta or an Upanishad the Upanishad itself will become a mother, Shruti Mata, and make us understand the reality of an individual, which is very much different from what we have understood. Thus, the reality which is called immortal, eternal consciousness, which is having the nature of unlimited happiness. This being so, we have a deep-rooted, misunderstood ideas about an individual. We need a lot of time to assimilate the reality unfolded by the Upanishad. In order to assimilate the reality and to give up all misunderstood idea, different way of explanation is chosen by different Upanishads. I already mentioned you, Māṇḍūkya Upanishad reveals the three states and the reality behind the three states. At the same time, Taittiriya Upanishad takes the reality of the bodies. When I say bodies, remember we have three bodies. Gross body, which is physical. Subtle body, which is the body which cannot be seen by anybody. And the causal body, the reason for these two bodies coming into existence. These are the three bodies. From where these three bodies originated, whether they exist or not, are they having a reality apart from the consciousness? What is the key mission of each and every body? What is the essence of this each and every body? All are analyzed properly in the Taittiriya Upanishad. The first question will be, is there anything behind the existence of three bodies? If there any locus, a base for three bodies. So, this being so, the verse comes like this. Rasadayaha hi ye koshaha. Rasadayaha, annarasam, pranarasam, manorasam. Rasam means here predominant. The physical body is predominantly made of food. The entire physical body is sustained by the food, what we eat. So, annarasam, annamayam, annamaya koshaha. Koshaha, sheets, cover. Just like a sword having 5 covers encased one after another. Like that, rasadayaha ye koshaha. Vyakhyada, explained where in Taittiriya Upanishad. And the essence of all these three bodies are not different things, one and the same. Tesham Atma Paro Jivaha. The individual self is the essence or the base or is the locus for the three bodies. And this Atman is identical to the cosmic Brahman. The individual Atman is not separate from the cosmic Brahman, unlimited consciousness. Tesham Atma Paro Jivaha. Paraha Samam Jivaha. The ultimate Brahman is the individual. Like the space being everywhere is being limited by a room, is being limited by a jar or a pot. Then we say room space. Then we say pot space. Then we say stomach space. Actually, unlimited space is being limited by the Ubadhi. And what about these three bodies? These three bodies are just superimposed due to our ignorance. They never existed if you put an inquiry on one after another. Taittiriya Upanishad make an inquiry whether they exist or not. And Taittiriya Upanishad divide these three bodies into 5 sheets. 5 covers on individual soul or Atman. Koshaha, sheets. The physical body will become the first sheet, and this physical body is called Annamaya Kosham. Annam means food. Ati, what is eaten is called Annam. Annamaya Kosham. Physical body is just a cover to cover another cover. Pranamaya Kosham, which is one part of subtle body. Vital forces. Inhaling and exhaling. And these breathing air, prana vayu, divide into 5 and into another 5 in order to operate the all operations in the body. Flow of the blood, beating of the heart, vision of the eye, sense of the ear, taking inside the air, breathing by the nose, putting outside by the nose. Everything we need air. So 5 different types of operation and 5 different names are given for the vital force which we intake. And again, they are divided for small operation and they get another name. So 10 vital forces are there. Due to their operation, they get different names. Prana, without the breathe air, Without breathing, you cannot survive more than 5 minutes. So physical body is inferior when we compare with the vital force. So physical body's existence is depending upon the vital force. Pranamaya kosha. Again, another part of the subtle body is called Manomaya kosha. Mind, memory, ahankaram, ego, and different things. Mind is the center of this sheet. So physical body become one sheet. Subtle body will become 3 sheets. Vital sheet, manomaya kosha, and centered on mind. Because your mind has the capacity to decide. Should I take the vital force or just stop the entrance of the vital force? That is why pranayama is very much important in our daily life. Through pranayama, we control the vital force. Vital force can manage our health properly, our thoughts properly. So managing the vital force, our body get managed and the thinking also get improved. So pranayama has a big role. So control over the vital force is done by the mind, and mind get the superiority than the vital force. This is the third sheet. One first cover, Annamaya Kosham, essence of food. Then Pranamaya Kosham, vital force being the second cover. 1, 2. Then 3, Manomaya Kosham, made of mind a sheet. And 4th is intellectual sheet. This also belongs to the subtle body. Subtle body is controlled by the vital force, mind, and intellect. Or subtle force means these 3 things are predominant. Subtle body. So here, mind is being controlled by the intellect. Our decisions will put the mind aside. Even though the mind loves to do certain things, but the intellect says that after doing the things, even though it is a joy, we will be in trouble, so we don't do. This is called the decision maker intellect. Without decision, you cannot go ahead. If you don't have a proper decision, you are confused. Confusion means an indiscriminated person. An indiscriminated person is much less similar to an animal, two-legged animal. So Our intellect has a big role in maturity. And it belongs to the subtle body. Physical body being the first sheet, mental body being the third sheet, vital force being the second sheet, intellectual capacities will become the fourth sheet. The causal body will become Anandamaya Kosham. Whatever actions, decisions we do in our daily life, it is only for our happiness. Priyaya Sarvam. In order to be happy, I made a decision. In order to become happy, I done this job. In order to become happy, I ate this. Any decision, any moment, any thought, if I choose in my life, all are only for the sake of happiness. But only problem is, happiness belongs to oneself. We only know that the happiness belongs to some other things, so that I choose certain things in order to become happy. That is why the happiness being oneself, when I go to sleep without knowing anything in the world, when there is no division regarding body, mind, sense, complex, house, car, etc., etc., I feel very happy. Non-division is attained in sleep. I don't see any division. Even I don't have any idea about my body. Even I don't have any idea about my wife and children. I don't have any vision regarding my future, past, presence. I am unaware of anything. I am just sleeping. My senses are shut down. Thus, in sleep, I only attain happiness. I accomplish my real nature, but not knowing I am Brahman. I just understand the happiness of Brahman. Thus, this causal body, which is called ignorance, predominantly ignorance about oneself, is the cause for all four other sheets. So, three bodies are divided into 5 sheets in the Taittiriya Upanishad. And 5 sheets are only cover for the reality. When we go from one sheet to another sheet, by searching the essence of one sheet, how the Annamaya Kosha is sustained, how the Pranamaya Kosha is sustained, how the Manomaya Kosha is sustained, how the Vijnanamaya Kosha is sustained, how the Anandamaya Kosha is sustained. Is they have independent, are they having independent existence, or they are depending on something other than what? Other than them. This inquiry will make us to reach in Taittiriya Upanishad. The individual soul is the base for their existence of 5 sheets. Without the individual soul, these 5 sheets cannot be superimposed on the reality. Thus, the Taittiriya Upanishad serves its purpose by making us analyzing the 3 bodies dividing into 5 sheets, and 5 sheets one after another. Are they existing or somebody is making them existing? Thus we reach the individual soul. Tesham atma paro jivaha. For them, the para jivaha, the individual soul, is their core essence. Just like the akasha being the essence of each and every space. Whether it is a pot space, whether it is a room space, whether it is a hall space, whether it is a kitchen space, the entire space being superimposed in the form of kitchen space. The entire space is superimposed in the form of pot space, belly space. I have a belly and I have a space inside the belly so that whatever I eat, it stays there. Being a space, being there. So, kam yata prakashidaha. How the space is revealed, so too the Brahman being everywhere, omniscient, that omniscient Brahman being the essence of each and every space, they are identical, they are one and the same. But in order to arrive in this truth, we follow the method given by the Taittiriya Upanishad, which is the analysis of 5 sheets. And at last, we conclude that 5 sheets are mere superimposition, just like a snake on the rope. And we give up these 5 sheets after reaching the Brahman is the only truth. 5 sheets are nothing, they are mere superimposition. And this is being done by the Taittiriya Upanishad. Tesham atma paro jiva. Taittiriya Upanishad reveals the truth by analyzing the 5 sheets. Kam yada samprakashidah. How in this prakarana, third verse highlights just as the space, the entire Atma is all pervading everywhere, and it is being limited by the Ubadi, and it is named as Udarakasham, pot space, Gadakasham, cave space, Guhakasham. Actually, there is no such space. The entire space being one, because of the Ubadi, a limiting adjunct, there is a name for that. Cave space, pot space, belly space. Just like the Akasha, it is being told that cosmic Brahman is the one and the same. That is the only reality. It is being named as individual soul, but they are one and the same. This is been revealed by the Taittiriya Upanishad. Now we will see the Bhashya, what Acharya says. Yes. Utpatyadi varjidasya asya advayasya atmatatvasya shruti pramanagatva pradarshanartham vakyani upanyasyante. Upanyasyante. It is been written. It is shown. What is shown? Vakyani. The sentences. About what? Utpatyadi varjidasya. The negation of the birth of the Atman. Utpatyadi varjidasya. Advayasya, non-dual, which is non-dual, which is the only truth in the form of Atman, Atma Tattvasya. Even though we logically proved in before the previous chapters, still Shruti Pramanagatva Pradarshanartham. In order to show that is also told in the means of knowledge Upanishads, Shruti Pramana Pradarshanartham. In order to show the valid means, Shruti also explains in the same manner. For that, sentences are being explained or written by Adi Shankara. Rasadayaha, Anna Rasamayaha. There are 5 sheets. These 3 bodies are divided into 5. Annamaya Rasaha, Pranamayaha, Iti Evam Adayaha. There are 5 sheets. Annarasam, physical body. Pranarasam, vital force being a body, subtle body. Manomaya rasam, mind becoming another subtle body, etc., etc. Mind and some other things. And intellect and etc., becoming the subtle body. So, Annamayam, Pranamayam, Manomayam, Vijnanamayam. Then, another thing, Anandamayam. The intellect, after the 4th sheet, the 5th sheet is Ananda, bliss, being the another sheet. This Anandam is attained by everybody in the deep sleep. I slept very well. Nobody says I am worrying in the deep sleep. I slept very well. Very well means I slept happily. There we are attaining the happiness of Brahman when there is no division. Thus 5 koshas, sheets iva koshaha. As though 5 sheets are there for the Atman, even though they never existed, it seems to be 5 sheets. Asya Asyadehe iva, Asi means sword. For a sword, Asyadehe iva uttara uttarasya apekshaya. A sword is kept inside and a sheet is there, a cover. Around that another cover, around that another cover, around that another cover, and at last another cover. 5 sheets encased one after another. And in these 5 sheets, a sword is kept. Like that, Abekshaya, looking upon that, Bahir Bhavat Purva Purvasya Vyakhyatāha. From the outward, from the outer sheet onwards, Purva Purvasya Vyakhyatāha. After one after another, it is explained, Vispashtam Akhyataha. Clearly stated, Vispashtam, stated Akhyataha, Taitariyake, Taitariya, Taitariyaka, Shaga Upanishad Brahmavalyam. There are 3 sections in the Taittiriya Upanishad. And in the second section, Brahmavalli, creeper of Brahman. In that section, Tesham Koshanam Atma. All of these koshas, all these sheets, Ena Atmana, by which Atman everything can be seen and superimposed. Panchavi Koshaha, 5 different sheets. Atmavandaha Antaratamena, being the soul of Annamaya, the vital force become the soul of Annamaya. Vital force is the innermost self of Annamaya, the physical body. The mind will become the innermost self of the vital force. The intellect will become the vital force of the mind. And at last, the bliss will become the innermost self of all 4 sheets, because it is being the innermost self of all 4. One will become another innermost self. Like that, Antaratamena, by concluding one inside the other, we consider which is the innermost self of other. Sahahi Sarvesham, the Atman, the self, Sarvesham, Jivana Nimittatvad Jivaha. Without this individual soul, 5 sheets cannot exist. A superimposition cannot be applied without an existence of something in front of you. Any superimposition need something right in front of you in evident. So here, all the 5 sheets are seen due to something existing and which is not known. The ignorance of the reality made us to conclude ourselves. We are a physical body, we are having vital force, we are having mind, we are having intellect, we live for the happiness. Jivana nimittatvad jivaha. All other 5 sheets depends upon its superimposition on this jiva, individual soul. Kaha asau idi aha. Who is this individual soul? Is he separate from the ultimate soul? Then Adi Shankara itself says that Parayeva Atma. That is the ultimate soul, Parayeva Atma. This individual soul itself is the ultimate soul. Yaha Purvam, which is told in the Taittiriya Upanishad. What is told? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma iti Pragradaha. Brahma Vidapnoti Param. Then it starts like that. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It comes like that. So, in the Taittiriya Upanishad itself, it is told that Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma iti Pragritaha. It is quoted. Satyam Jnanam Anandam, the intrinsic nature of Brahman. Satyam, ultimate reality. Jnanam, the essence of consciousness, the mass of consciousness. Anantam, where there is no starting point, where there is no conclusion. Anantam, unlimited. Brahma iti prakritaha. So the individual soul is nothing. Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma. Yasmad Atmanaha Swapnamayadivad. Due to the ignorance, we see dreams and we take it as real while dreaming. Similarly, Swapnamayadivad Agashadi Kramena. Due to the ignorance, we superimpose from the Akashadi Kramena. Rasadayaha Koshalakshanaha Sangadaha. All these 5 sheets are being taken as real. Koshalakshanaha Sanghadaha. They are a put together sheets. Sanghadam. A combination of different things. Atma Maya Visarjidaha idi uktam. It is due to the Maya. It is due to Atma Maya. Atma Maya means the power of Atman. Atman being the only reality, and from the Atman, it discharges a power, Maya, the potential power. And that power, not knowing, we consider ourselves a physical body, which includes another 4 bodies inside. Atma Maya Visarjitaha. What a beautiful way of explanation. The superimposition occurs due to the presence of individual soul, which is nothing, the ultimate soul, which they are identical, one and the same, and not knowing the individual soul is being the Brahman, and the potential power of Brahman itself make us to think other than the Brahman. And we consider our as human body. Atma Maya Visarjita iti yuktam. Saha Atma Asmabhihi Yathakam Tatha iti Samprakashita. That Atma, that individual soul, by us, Yathakam, just as space, similarly, we reveal or we understand, we understood. It is been told. Atma hi agashavad ityadi shlokaihi. In this chapter itself, in the 3rd verse, it is directly equated. It is just like the space. Na tarkika parikalpita. Don't take it as somebody's explanation which is misleading. Tarkika, logicians. Parikalpita. Logicians are believers of duality. They believe that lot of things are existing in the world. There is not only one Atman, there are a lot of things existing in the world. Those things are constitution of the creation. I'm not entering into the discussion of what are the logicians' books and etc., which never constitute Purushartha. There is no goal by studying their books. So we are not interested on that. Those who are interested, they should study offline. In online, these logicians' books and making it understand is a big trouble. Need a lot of explanation. It may run for hours and hours. Okay. Na tarkika parikalpita atmavad. Not the logicians' individual soul. They consider individual souls are many. And other some things also there along with the individual souls. Atmavad Purusha Buddhi Pramanyam Pramanagamyaha iti abhipraya. Cannot take it as the means of knowledge what logicians say about us. Logicians used to say different foolish things regarding the reality and the individual goal. It is not a valid means of knowledge. Now the logicians can be equated by different religions dogmas and teachings. They say that Jesus lives in heaven. You can reach Jesus. Some other religion says that there are different gods, Shiva, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Or then another religion says that Allah is existing in the Subarga, in the heaven. Similarly, different religions says in different way, and they conclude that this is real. Remember, all these things are only a starting point. In order to reach the goal, your starting point is a devotee. You are connected with the reality in the form of something. It can be Jesus, Allah, Lord Shiva, Vishnu, etc., etc. But you cannot clinch yourself as it is a goal. That is duality. Duality cannot become our goal. Okay? So here it is told like that. Na tarkiga parikalpida atmavad purusha buddhi pramanagamya idi abhipraya. You cannot take their teachings and their studies about the individual soul, because that is duality. We are talking about the reality which is non-dual, which is identical between Atman and the Brahman. That is being told by the Upanishad. There is no connection for the logician with the Upanishad. Tarkiga Parikalpana, what is being established by the logicians, are utter false when we see the reality through the Upanishad. So don't make a mess by studying that also, because we will get lost and our goal will be scattered. So it is told like that by the Adi Shankara. Now we will come to the 12th verse. Just you will see the meaning and you will conclude. Dvaya dvayoho madurjnane param brahma prakashitam prativyamutare chaiva yatakasha prakashitaha. Again, once more I will read. Dvayar madujnane param brahma prakashitam prativyamutare chaiva yatakasha prakashitaha. There is another Upanishad which is from Shukla Yajurveda, which is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is another way of unfolding the reality by making us understanding everything which are cause and the effect have only one thing as its cause, which is not having any other cause. And this is not in real the cause, just a superimposition on the reality made us think there are cause and effects. I will say, Doya Doyohu. There is a connection in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and the Upanishad established that the Prithvi, the earth, is the cosmic Brahman, or the cosmic energy. For the example, Brahmandam, Prithvi, the earth. All the jivas are individual energy. The consciousness which is one and the same in the ultimate way is the earth. And all the jivas existing in the earth are individual energy. For the earth, all these things are honey. Because of the earth, they survive. And for them, for all the Buddhas which are existing in the form of creation creatures, earth is the honey. Without them, earth cannot survive. Without them, They cannot, without earth, they cannot also survive. So both will say, this is our honey, and they say, this is our honey. Honey means the essence of a honeycomb collected by the honeybees. Honey is the primary thing which is very near to our blood. I always love and say to you. Honey, if you take 1 spoon of honey in the early morning, in 20 minutes, it will get dissolved into blood. There will be no honey in our intestine. Because honey and the blood are one and the same, if you analyze the chemicals. Such a beautiful thing in our creation. It is a partially digested liquid collected from the flowers with the honeybees. Honeybees carry in their mouth and partially got digested, and that is being preserved in the honeycomb for their next generation, and we steal that. Big Papa. A big karma, which is not a good idea. But in some medicines, honey is essential. So pray to the Lord for the survival of butterflies, bees, beetles, etc., those who collect honey. That is why Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavantu, Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha. So that I take the honey and I pray for them as a gratitude. So what is the meaning here? The earth is honey for the living beings, and the living beings are honey for the earth. By saying these type of statements in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and these statements are being told as Madhujnanam, the knowledge about the honey or essence. Param Brahma Prakashitam. Param Brahma, the ultimate goal of a human being, is being revealed. Prathivya mutare chaiva yathakasha prakashida. The space which is unlimited is also existing in the form of earth, etc., or in the pot space, in the room space, in any space. Thus, there is no difference between any space. One space is the only space existing in the world. It is being prakashitaha, revealed, shown. So, in another Upanishad, take another method in order to make understand the human being about the goal. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, 5 sheets are being analyzed. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, cause and effect way is analyzed. Kārikā prakriya. One is the cause for the another. When we see from their standpoint, it is the cause for the another. But everything came outside from one single cause, which is not the cause. That is Brahman. And Brahman being the honey for everything. Thus, Brahman is revealed in a different way in another Upanishad. Yatha Akashaha. Just like the space being one and the same for each and every individual space, so too Brahman being one and the same everywhere, whether it is cause and effect, etc., etc. We will look into this more explanation in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Brahmanebhya Shupamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Choparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Suginaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhag Bhavet Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om